Hi guys, it's Jonathan from Smart Home Sounds here. If you haven't heard of us before, we're a home audio retailer dedicated to finding the right speakers for our customers. Now we make videos like this to help you make a more informed purchase decision. Today we've got the Sonos Move with us, and you might have already seen our first look and overview on our YouTube channel, but today is all about putting the Sonos Move to the test. So we're going to test the Move for its sound, its durability, its auto true play, its wireless range, its battery life, and its voice control. Alexa. So hopefully in this video we'll tackle all of the questions, or most of the questions, that you guys have had over the last few weeks since its release, including the big question, is it worth the £399 price tag? So where does the Sonos Move sit within the Sonos family? Well, we think that it kind of replaces the Sonos Play 3, which was discontinued earlier this year. But in terms of where it sits at the moment, we've got the Sonos One being the baby speaker of the range, and the Sonos Play 5, which is the sort of powerhouse of the Sonos family. In terms of pricing, we've got the Sonos One at $199. This is where the Play 3 would have been, in this gap here, at $299. We've got the newly released Sonos Move at $399. And then, as I said, the biggest and the boldest speaker of the range, the Play 5 at $499. Now, of course, we will be going into more detail about why the Move is priced at $399. So you might have noticed that the Sonos Move is quite a large speaker in the portable speaker category, coming in at 24 centimeters high, 16 centimeters wide, and 12.6 centimeters deep. It also weighs 3 kilograms, but it does come with a handy carry handle, so it makes it a lot easier to move it from place to place. So the Sonos Move takes on a cylindrical shape, and it's got a metal grille that goes almost all the way around the Sonos Move. It also comes with a rubber base, which makes it grip onto whichever surface that it's on. So if I try to move the Sonos Move, it's actually quite difficult. And this is what makes it different to maybe lighter portable speakers in the category, which might slide around a lot. So I'll just touch on some other elements of the design as well. So on the top we've got a slightly rearranged touch control panel with the microphone array in the center, as well as your microphone privacy button, and then you've got the volume controls and the play pause at the front of the speaker. Now if we look on the back of the speaker, you can see that you've got the first ever power button for Sonos, so you can just turn it off and that will turn it off completely and save the battery. You've also got a Bluetooth and Wi-Fi switching button, so whenever you're at home you can use Wi-Fi, whenever you're away you can use it for Bluetooth. And you've got a join button, which we've seen on more recent Sonos speakers, for connecting to your Wi-Fi wirelessly. Now there's no Ethernet on this speaker, because obviously now it supports Bluetooth. If you do lose Wi-Fi or drop Wi-Fi, you've always got Bluetooth to fall back on. And then finally, you've got a USB-C on the bottom there for charging, which we will cover in a bit more detail later on. So what's inside the Sonos Move? Well, there's one downward firing tweeter, which is going to handle all of the vocals and the higher frequencies. You've got one mid-woofer, which is going to handle the mid-range and the bass. And the cone is quite a lot larger than the Sonos One, so it's going to give you bigger sound. So let's talk about charging the Sonos Move. So in the box, it will come with a handy charging stand, which is actually really slim and really lightweight, so it's a nice bit of kit actually. You just plug this into mains power, and then if you want to charge the Move, you would simply just dock it in here like that, and as you can see there are some metal connectors on the bottom of the speaker there. You put it in like so, and then the Move should come up with an orange status light to show you that it's charging. Now it is fine to keep the Sonos Move on the charging base permanently if you wanted to use it like a home speaker. It doesn't affect the battery life in the long term. Alternatively, if you wanted to get another charging base, then they are sold separately. You can get them for £79. And there's another way of charging the speaker as well if you didn't want to take this charging base with you. On the back you've got a USB-C, which allows you to use any USB-C cable that you might have and do it that way. So when you're not using the Sonos Move on the charging stand, you are using the unit's battery. Now, being Sonos's first ever battery powered speaker, we wanted to put this to the test. So the first test we did was, how long does the battery last? Well, Sonos claimed that it lasts around 10 hours at a moderate volume. Moderate volume, of course, is open to interpretation, so we set up a camera on time lapse and started a timer and played the Move at 50% volume from 100% charge until it died. In our test, the speaker died at around 10 hours and 15 minutes, so not far off Sonos's estimation. Of course, volume, heat, Bluetooth and pausing, as well as other factors, will also have an impact on how long the unit lasts using its battery. We actually did another test where we played the speaker for a day using Bluetooth and also using Wi-Fi. And we actually found that there was no drastic difference between using Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. There was only sort of around a few % difference in it. We also did another test about how long it took to recharge from completely dead. So when we actually put this on the charging base, it only took a minute for it to come back on, and automatically it said it was on 7%. It got to 30% within 20 minutes, and it got to 100% in just over an hour and a half. So it's actually got a really quick recharge time. So you can actually check how much battery you have left. As long as you're connected to Wi-Fi, you can access the Sonos app. You can see there, the battery will change to a lightning bolt when it's charging, or it will show you how much battery you have left. Another test that we did, and we also double checked with Sonos on this, was whether there was any way of checking how much battery you had left when you're in Bluetooth mode as opposed to Wi-Fi. And they confirmed that there was no other way to check other than the Sonos app. Now, you're not always going to have Wi-Fi, so it's a little bit annoying, but they do have a status light when the battery is in low battery, and that will show red or amber at the front there. Another thing to know is that the battery can be charged around 900 times or used for around 3 years before the battery is likely to need replacing. So definitely check back in around 3 years' time and we'll see if we're still using the Move on the same battery. The batteries, though, are not included under the warranty and are purchased separately. In terms of cost, we're not quite sure what it's going to be, but we think it's going to be around the £70 mark, but can't be sure. Also, if you leave the Move powered on and using the battery, but you're not playing music on it, it will go into a low power state like other Sonos speakers do, and it will last around 120 hours before the battery dies completely. What I would recommend you do though is if you know you're not going to be using the Move for a longer period, just use the power button and turn it off completely. That way you can save as much battery as possible. So moving on to the weatherproof test. The Sonos Move is actually rated to IP56 standard, which is quite high, and to you and I, it means it's resistant to certain elements like water, snow, UV rays, extreme temperatures, and there's a long list of things that it's resistant to. In our testing, we tested it in heavy rain. It was absolutely fine. The music carried on playing, but do make sure that you do give it a quick wipe afterwards, otherwise it might leave a few stains. Also, just to note, it's not water submersible, so you wouldn't want to be floating it on a swimming pool. And also, the charging stand is not weatherproof, only the Move is weatherproof. So now for the durability test. Now Sonos did their own durability test where they squirted ketchup on it, they dropped it, they electrocuted it, they did loads of different things on it. So we wanted to do our very own little durability test. So let's do that now. So we dropped it on our office floor, which is made of concrete and a lining of carpet. We threw it on the grass and it was absolutely fine. But obviously there is always a chance of it getting dented or nicked. So I wouldn't recommend throwing this around unless it's an accident. Now this rubber base is designed to withstand more damage than the rest of the speaker. So if you are carrying it along like this and you accidentally drop it like that, then it should be absolutely fine. You shouldn't see any visible marks from it. So now we're going to do a sound quality test on the Sonos One, the Move and the Play 5, so you can see where the Move kind of fits in. But just a quick disclaimer to say, obviously it's not going to sound, the difference might not be quite as clear when you're listening on your devices as to when you're sitting in here, so just bear that in mind, but hopefully you will be able to see some sort of difference between them. So just to let you know, we're going to be using an app called Soundry, and we're going to be using AirPlay 2 to cast the music to each of these devices. Now we're actually playing at 50% volume on each of these speakers. So starting off with the Sonos One, here we go. Now we're going to put it onto the Sonos Move. In this dream of your own desire, there is someone calling your name. Love is forever, love is forever. To believe you gotta let go. Light as a flame. And finally the Play 5. Okay, so from where I was sitting, the Play 5 definitely sounded like it was a £500 speaker without a shadow of a doubt. It filled the room entirely, and being a stereo speaker, it is naturally going to sound a little bit better than these two. But the Move, though, is a massive upgrade on the Sonos One. The sound was just much louder, much clearer, and the bass was so much better. Sonos also claim that the Move has a wireless extender built in, so that means that it's claimed to have a greater wireless range than your phone. So let me take you outside and we're going to test just to see how far this wireless range will go. Let me just grab my coat. So now we're going to take the Sonos Move away, we're going to see how long it lasts on the Wi-Fi, and also we're going to skip tracks and see if it's still able to play the song.
Oh, baby.
So we're about 50 meters and it still played all right. So if you're lucky enough to have a garden which is around 50 meters, then you should be able to continue using Wi-Fi instead of having to fall back to Bluetooth. Another great feature of the Sonos Move is the Auto TruePlay feature. So how it worked with previous speakers, you would have needed to walk around your room for around 60 seconds using your iOS device. And it would use the microphones on that device to acoustically optimize the speakers for whichever room that they were in. With Auto TruePlay, whenever the speaker is positioned in the same position for more than 15 seconds, it will use that information in the first 15 seconds using its own inbuilt microphones to optimize the sound quality. And in our testing, we did find actually quite a considerable difference. So let me show you how that works now. So what I'm going to do now is grab the Sonos Move box. I'm going to play some music in just a few seconds and position it just behind the box here. Wait for it for 15 seconds and hopefully we'll notice a difference. So here we go. Okay, so what I noticed from sitting in this room now was that after around 15 seconds, it might have taken a little bit longer, it suddenly felt like the sound was more precise on the left and the right. So what it's done, it's made the most of the bad environment that I created for it. It knew that a box was sitting in front of it, it had nowhere to fire in front of it, so it's then fired to the left and the right. So in terms of controlling the Sonos Move, everything is the same, so you've got the Sonos app, Spotify Connect, AirPlay 2 and voice control if you're using Wi-Fi. But of course the new feature to the Sonos Move is Bluetooth, so I'm going to show you how easy it is to connect via Bluetooth now quickly. So the first thing you want to make sure you do is if you're connected to Wi-Fi at the moment, and you can see whether you are indicated by this white light here, you'll just need to switch to Bluetooth using this button on the back here. It'll play a chime. The light will start flashing blue and you'll need to wait for another chime to indicate it's ready to find on the list. Like that one. So now you take your device, open your settings, open Bluetooth, and it should appear in the list as Sonos Move. We'll just give it a few more seconds. There we are. So connect to it. And there's another chime to indicate it's ready to start playing music. The Move also comes with Amazon Alexa and Google Assistant built in, so you have the choice of either of those assistants when you first set the speaker up. Now this is entirely optional. If you're not interested in voice control, you can skip this stage and come back to it later. But we're going to show you very quickly now what you can use voice control for. Alexa, play some chill music.
The station, Laid Back Pop, free on Amazon Music.
Alexa, turn it up. Alexa, stop. Alexa and Google Assistant are no different on the Sonos Move to using with other Sonos speakers. You can actually use this to control any other Sonos speakers you have in your home, whether they're voice activated or not. One thing to point out though is that you can only use voice control when it's in Wi-Fi mode. You can't use Alexa or Google Assistant when it's in Bluetooth. Now we're going to answer some of the frequently asked questions that you guys have been asking over the last few weeks. I've actually written some of these down. So first of all, can you stereo pair the Sonos Move? Yes, you can stereo pair the Sonos Move with another Sonos Move, but you cannot use these for rear surrounds to a Sonos Beam Playbar or Playbase. Can you wall mount the Move? Not yet, but there will be a range of accessories coming which will be available on our website shortly. Can you pair the sub with the Move? Unfortunately, you can't pair the sub with the Move because that would cause problems like if you take the Move out of the room where the sub was paired with, the sub would be playing on its own and it's just going to sound awful, so they've decided not to go with that at all. Can you use 5 GHz routers with the Move? So for you technical people out there, the Sonos Move can now support 5 GHz routers. Previously, all Sonos speakers had to use the 2.4 GHz. So if you've got a 5 GHz router, which are becoming more popular now, then this will be supported. But we think there is a little bit more to that, and we think that actually they might be prepping themselves to support high-res streaming in the future. Not sure, but it could be part of the reason why they've now decided to support that. So let's address the elephant in the room, and that is the price tag of the Sonos Move. So it's $399, so it is quite expensive for a portable speaker, but let's deconstruct the thinking and see if we can make sense of the $399 price tag. So does the Move sound £100 better than the Sonos One at $199? Yes, absolutely, 100%. Does the Move sound £200 better than the Sonos One? Maybe, maybe not. That's more of a grey area. So assuming this is the replacement to the Play 3 at $299, this being at $399, there's a £100 difference. So I would say confidently that this sounds £50 better than the Play 3, roughly. So that leaves £50. So if we compare the features that this has got to the old Play 3, it's portable, it's weatherproof, it's got a battery, you can use AirPlay 2, it's got 2 voice assistants built in, you can use it with 5 GHz routers, you can use Bluetooth with it. That is a load of additional features to the Play 3, and in our opinion that extra £50 is worth it, but of course we'll leave that up to you. One thing to bear in mind is that while this speaker is technically portable, it shouldn't really be compared with something like an Ultimate Ears Boom or a very small portable speaker, because this is a heavy-duty portable speaker, so it's kind of unique in its own right. What we would like to see maybe is a smaller, more condensed version of the Sonos Move at a cheaper price point, but we'll have to wait and see what happens in the future. Personally, I don't think it will be for a while yet until they make another portable speaker. So that's the end of our in-depth review. Hopefully you can see that we have put it to the test, and so far we are really impressed with the Move. Hopefully this video has helped you make more of an informed purchase decision about whether the Move is going to be right for you. But if you do need a little bit more personal advice, then please feel free to contact us via our online chat or give us a call, and one of our specialists will be very happy to help. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.